Before cities had walls tall enough to touch the sky, before empires believed themselves eternal, before the world was mapped and named, there was a wind that crossed the grasslands of Central Asia. That wind carried dust, horse sweat, fire, and fate. It whispered across endless plains where the horizon had no borders, only movement. And from that wind rose an empire that would shake the world, redraw continents, and change history forever. This is not just the story of conquest. This is the story of survival, ambition, fear, and power. This is the story of the Mongol Empire. Before we begin, if you love deep cinematic history that feels like a story rather than a lesson, make sure to subscribe to the Once Upon Earth channel. Here, we don't just tell you what happened, we take you there. Long before the name Genghis Khan was spoken with terror or awe, there was a boy named Temujin. He was born into a harsh world, sometime around the year 1162, on the cold Mongolian steppe. Life on the steppe was unforgiving. Winters could kill entire clans. Food was never guaranteed. Loyalty was fragile, and betrayal was common. Temujin's father was a minor chieftain, poisoned by rivals when Temujin was still young. With his father dead, Temujin's family was abandoned by their own people, left to starve in the wilderness. His mother taught him that survival required strength, but also patience, memory, and purpose. Temujin grew up hunted by enemies, enslaved by rivals, and forced to fight for every breath he took. But suffering shaped him. He learned how alliances worked, how fear ruled men, and how loyalty could be earned not by blood, but by trust. Unlike the nobles of the steppe, Temujin did not believe power belonged only to the well-born. He believed power belonged to the capable. As he rose, Temujin united tribes that had been enemies for generations. He broke ancient traditions and replaced them with merit. A shepherd could become a general. A former enemy could become a brother. Those who betrayed him were crushed without mercy. Those who stayed loyal were rewarded beyond imagination. Slowly, tribe by tribe, the steppe bent to his will. In 1206, Temujin was proclaimed Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler. At that moment, the Mongol Empire was born. It began not with stone cities or golden palaces, but with horses, bows, discipline, and vision. The Mongol army was unlike anything the world had ever seen. Every warrior was a master archer on horseback, capable of firing with deadly accuracy while riding at full speed. They moved faster than any army, lived off the land, and communicated across vast distances using signals and messengers. But their greatest weapon was not the bow. It was fear. Cities that resisted were destroyed completely. Men, women, children, no distinction. Entire populations vanished. The message was clear: surrender, and you live. Resist, and you disappear from history. This reputation traveled faster than the Mongol armies themselves. Many cities opened their gates without a fight. But the Mongols were not just destroyers. They were organizers. Genghis Khan created laws that applied to everyone, including himself. He protected merchants, promoted religious freedom, and encouraged the sharing of knowledge. Engineers from China, doctors from Persia, and administrators from Central Asia all served the empire. The Mongols didn't care where you came from, only what you could contribute. The empire expanded like a storm. Northern China fell. The Khwarezmian Empire, one of the richest powers in the Islamic world, was annihilated after its ruler insulted Mongol envoys. Cities like Bukhara and Samarkand were reduced to ashes. Rivers reportedly ran black with ink from burned libraries and red with blood. Whether legend or truth, the impact was undeniable. As the empire grew, so did Genghis Khan's legend. but even legends grow old. In 1227, during a campaign in China, Genghis Khan died. The cause remains a mystery. His death was kept secret until the army returned home. He was buried in an unmarked grave, as he wished, somewhere on the Mongolian steppe. No palace, no tomb, only silence. But the empire did not die with him. His sons and grandsons carried his vision further than he could have imagined. Under Genghis Khan, the Mongols invaded Europe. Russian cities burned. Polish and Hungarian armies were crushed. European knights, once symbols of invincibility, fell before Mongol arrows. Panic spread across the continent. Many believed the end of the world had arrived. Then came Kublai Khan, Genghis Khan's grandson, who ruled China and founded the Yuan dynasty. Unlike his grandfather, Kublai embraced administration and culture. He ruled from Beijing, built roads, supported trade, and welcomed foreigners. Marco Polo traveled to his court and described its wonders to a skeptical Europe. At its height, the Mongol Empire was the largest contiguous land empire in human history. It stretched from Korea to Hungary, from Siberia to the Persian Gulf. Trade flourished along the Silk Road. Ideas, technologies, and even diseases moved faster than ever before. The world became more connected, for better and for worse. But no empire is eternal. Internal divisions grew. Successor khanates fought among themselves. Local rulers sought independence. The Black Death swept across Eurasia, killing millions and weakening Mongol control. Gradually, the empire fractured into separate states: the Golden Horde, the Ilkhanate, the Chagatai Khanate, and the Yuan dynasty. By the late 1300s, Mongol dominance had faded. Cities were rebuilt. New empires rose. But the world was never the same. The Mongols changed warfare, trade, diplomacy, and globalization itself. They proved that mobility could defeat walls, that unity could overcome tradition, and that history belongs not just to those who build, but to those who move. And if you think about it, the Mongol Empire was born not from wealth or technology, but from a boy abandoned on the steppe who refused to disappear. If you're still with us, take a moment to support Once Upon Earth by subscribing to the channel. Every subscription helps us bring more stories like this, stories that shape the world we live in today. The wind still crosses the Mongolian plains. Grass still bends under endless skies. And somewhere beneath that earth, the memory of an empire sleeps, waiting to be remembered. Thank you for watching Once Upon Earth. If you enjoyed this journey through time, subscribe, like, and share the story. History lives as long as we keep telling it.